Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Up Show. Today, we are diving deep into the potential economic fallout from Trump's trade war and tariffs. We have got some fresh data to unpack, so without wasting time, let's get into it. First off, let's talk about the big picture. Trump's trade policies, particularly the tariffs, have been a hot topic since his first term. He promised even more aggressive tariffs after coming back to office, like a 10% tariffs on all imports and whooping 60% on Chinese goods. But what does all this mean for the US economy? Let's start with the consumer prices. Tariffs are essentially taxes on imports. And guess who ends up paying for these taxes? That's right, the consumers. According to the latest from the Tax Foundation, Trump's proposed tariffs could see consumer prices jump by at least 1 to 2% if we go with universal 10% tariffs. But if you throw in the 60% on Chinese imports, we are looking at even higher costs for specific products like electronics, toys, and clothing. Now let's talk about inflation. Well, tariffs could make it worse. The data from 2024 suggests that these new tariffs would push inflation up, potentially leading the Federal Reserve to keep interest rates high. This isn't just about pricier goods, it's about more expensive life across the board. On the job front, Trump's tariff strategy was supposed to save American jobs. But here's the twist. According to economic analysis, the opposite might happen. Retaliation from countries like China has already hurt the US agriculture in the past. If the US escalates, we are looking at potential loss of 684,000 full-time equivalent jobs. That's a lot of livelihood at risk. Let's talk about how this affects businesses. Tariffs disrupt supply chain. Companies have to find new suppliers, often at higher costs, which can lead to ineffectiveness and reduced competitiveness on the global stage. The move towards friendshoring or nearshoring has been a direct response to the trade war, but it's not without its own set of challenges. Globally, Trump's tariffs have started a domino effect. When the US imposes tariffs, other countries respond with their own. This tit for tat could lead to fully blown trade war where everyone loses. A study by Peterson Institute of International Economics from late 2024 suggests that China might retaliate by targeting US exports even more aggressively, affecting not just trade but also US influence in global markets. And it's not just China. Trump has also threatened a 25% tariffs on goods from Canada and Mexico. This could strain relations with America's closest neighbor, disrupt North American supply chains, and might even unravel some of the benefits from USMCA. Imagine the ripple effect in sectors like automotive, where parts cross borders multiple times before the final product is made. Now let's talk about GDP. The Tax Foundation's model paint a grim picture. A potential reduction in long-run GDP by 0.8% under Trump's proposed tariff regime. That's a significant hit to economic growth considering the US economy's size. Why? Because when you raise the cost of imports, you are not just taxing the foreign goods, you are actually taxing your own economy's efficiency. On the physical side, tariffs were supposed to be a revenue generator, but the reality is more complex. Higher import costs reduces consumer spending power, which can lead to less economic activity and thus less tax revenue. Plus, the increased cost of living might necessitate more government support, potentially ballooning the deficit. Politically, this is a double-edged sword. There is a segment of population that supports tariffs for protecting domestic industries, but there is also a significant backlash when consumers feel the pinch. Recent poll on social media X has shown that while Trump's base might be supportive of but the general population is wary of higher price and job losses. Globally, we are seeing a shift. Countries are rethinking their trade strategies, moving away from reliance on the US market, which could lead to a more fragmented global economy. This isn't just about economics, it's also about geopolitics. The US risks losing some of its leverage in international forums and alliances if it's seen as too protectionist. But it's not all doom and gloom. There's a potential of innovation in response to these tariffs. American businesses might invest more in domestic manufacturing, leading to advancement in technology or new industry. However, these benefits take time and are not guaranteed without strategic government support. In conclusion, the future of Trump's trade policies is a massive gamble. On one side, there is a promise of protecting American industries and jobs. On the other side, there is a very real risk of economic contraction, higher consumer costs, and strained international relations. The latest data from 2024, including analysis from the IMF, the Tax Foundation, and economic sentiments on social media, all point towards a cautious approach. What's needed is a balanced strategy that considers both the protective and cooperative aspects of international trade. The US can't wall itself off without some form of economic and political repercussions. Whether Trump's second term would see this balance remains to be seen. But one thing is clear, the consequences of these trade policies will shape the economic landscape for years to come. Thanks for staying with us through this deep dive. If you found this insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your thoughts or what you would like us to cover next. Remember, economics isn't just a number, it's about people's life. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning. Peace out.